I consider myself in pretty good shape. I eat well, I exercise when I'm not stressed, and I've never done the same with my brain, I guess. It really did come from nowhere. Or it felt like it came from nowhere. But looking back, after the job, talking through with a therapist, looking back and going step by step, it didn't come from nowhere at all. It was there, and it was painfully obvious to everybody but me. I hadn't paid attention to my family, friends, hadn't done any sports, any exercise, which I've been used to doing for a long time. And I just collapsed, absolutely collapsed. And then for months I couldn't enjoy anything really. So if I could help somebody else recognize that that's happening to them, maybe a bit earlier on in the stage, then I think that would be helpful. The scariest bit was, even when I reached complete and utter burnout, I collapsed, I still didn't realize that it was work that was doing it to me. I felt sick, and I was nervous, I was anxious all the time. I just couldn't concentrate on anything, but I didn't know why. And I'd be talking to my therapist about some of these things. I'd be feeling sick on the train, and I'd just say, "Oh, it must have been some bad food or something today. It's just a one-off. It's just a one-off. It's just a one-off." So I had a way of brushing it off without really acknowledging that maybe there was something wrong. News stories started having a bigger impact on me, and I started getting a bit more nervous. Like things that I've always taken an interest in, but they've never had a personal impact on me. But then suddenly, horrible events that happened to somebody else really got intense for me. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. I was watching it through, and it got to, episodes 9, 10, the really intense ones where everything happens, and I couldn't watch it. I just had to stop watching because it was just too intense for me, and it was stressful. It was causing me anxiety to watch it, and it just everything. My life went on hold, just like that. I've always been very driven. I've always wanted to succeed. I didn't want to feel like it had taken control of me. I always want to feel like I'm in control. I'm in charge of this, and that I'm managing it. And I guess there's probably something in there about admitting to myself that I'd lost control. I was not only in control of the work I was doing, but also of myself and everything around me. I went on a holiday. I went off to a wedding abroad. Saw some family I haven't seen in 10 years. It should be an absolutely fantastic time. And I couldn't concentrate. I didn't enjoy it at all. I was there, but I was just not really in the moment. Anxious about everything, and something as fun as a family wedding, right? It was awful, and then at the end of that I was supposed to go back to work, and I just couldn't do it. Admittedly, the boss was very good and just said, "Look, just take the week off, have a break, and come back in." But week off, great, fine. Went back into work, and within 2 weeks I was just back exactly where I was again, and it was just too much. Yeah. And as I said, when the company were talking about people suffering from stress, there was very much, people get stressed. I know people get stressed. I'm not one of those people, but some people get stressed. And that was when I really went and saw a therapist, and I left the job and just said, this isn't working anymore. I can't keep doing this to myself. Well, it's funny. A while after, when I took some time off work, and I went to the doctor because I had some pretty physical symptoms as well, which I ended up with a massive rash that covered the whole of my hand. In fact, both of my hands, absolutely horrible. And I had no idea where this had come from. And he says, "Oh, that's a thing called Pomfilix. It's basically a form of eczema that's only caused by stress." That was really when I looked at myself and I was like, "This is ridiculous. I can't let work do this to me." That really kind of hit me over the head with it. That was really when I was like, "This. Now it's gone too far. I've been through all of this. I've made myself ill and everything, but now I've got a rash on my hands. Now it's gone too far." And I think that was really. Sorry, my brain's all over the place. Yeah, it's. I can't remember. Every time I talk about it, it makes me clam up. It takes me back to where I was, but a few hours later, I always feel a bit better for it. So it is cathartic, like you say. It does relax me a bit, I think, and people want to talk about it. People, especially those people that do feel like they're in that space, don't feel like they can talk about it. So when they find someone that does want to, they're let's go for a beer, please. Let's talk about it. It's been good. I think going to therapy is the reason it's so difficult is exactly the same problem that you and I had, which is that to go to therapy, you feel like you have to admit that there's something wrong with you, right? Nobody wants to say there's something wrong with me, so nobody wants to go to therapy. Having been there myself, I think it's incredibly useful, and it's incredibly good for working through things and just helping you sort your own thinking out. Quite a lot of people have been through it or been through similar experiences, and these are people I see every day that I've never even known. The brain's not designed for this kind of 9 to 5 constant work, but still we push ourselves through it.